startups and side hustlers. And what we're going to be doing, we'll be talking about finance. We'll be talking about, the economy. We'll be talking about money. We're going to just make sure that we talk about topics that are affecting and impacting your life every day. Mortgages. We're going to have some fun. And Sister Angela, we're going to have fun up in this piece. So yeah, we'll be looking at a range of different things. I am a financial wizard, I would say. I've been working in finance for 30 years. I am a registered mortgage broker, so I can talk to you about mortgages. You're in a good place. You're in good hands.
Can I ask, do you deal with pensions as well, or could you recommend someone to a good pension?
Yeah, I can talk about pensions in the broader sense, but because it's a regulated thing, there's a lot of things on the show. I'll talk about concepts, but all right, let me do my disclaimer.
Okay.
I am not giving financial advice. I'm just opening up topics that we can talk about. Topics you'll be able to call in.
Okay.
And we'll go through those type of things. But pensions are super important, people. Make sure that you have your pension. And if you're young, start early. Start compounding.
Yes, I started when I was 22.
22? So that was like 10 years ago.
No, 20 actually. You're doing me a disjustice here. No, I was talking to an ex-student of mine, and I've been telling him from the start. But his main concern at the moment is that he wants to buy a place, and he's been looking at shared ownership, and he's worried. So that's one of the areas you can talk about.
Yeah, we'll be talking about shared ownership. We'll be talking about mortgages, remortgages, buy-to-let, consumer, multiple occupant, all kinds of things. But you know what? I'm a simple guy. I'm a simple guy.
You're gonna keep it simple.
I'm gonna keep it simple.
You're gonna keep
it
KISS.
very simple. Keep it simple, stupid.
No, don't forget the S bit. Just the KIS, not the SS.
We'll keep it simple, because this is the thing. It's just like, my parents are Jamaican. Grew up in a household. Grandparents came over, Windrush. And, my grandmother, like a lot of our grandparents and parents, came over here, built up from nothing, built up from absolutely nothing, and intuitively did a lot of good things with money. Now, I was fortunate because my grandmother spoke to me about these type of things, but a lot of parents don't.
No, they don't. No.
A lot of parents don't. There's a lot of shame around there. I'll be talking about protection. I'm really, really, really passionate about making sure people protect their legacies.
Exactly.
We have land back home, people growing fruit
please.
on it. Listen.
Please.
We're going to be covering off all of those type of things.
Really, because I know so many people that, their parents have left them land or left them a house out there, and they've rented it out to a cousin and said, you look after it until I come, and when I come, at least I have a room there. And when they go, they can't even go in the front gate.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just
and
crazy.
This is the thing. So stuff like that. And another thing, Sister Angela, listen, we started off well. I'm going to do my best not to get canceled, but I'm going to keep it real. Because I'm going to say some things that people aren't going to like.
They're going to feel uncomfortable.
Truth.
Yeah.
I'm going to speak truth. Because it's like finances. I was a bank manager for a long time, and people would come in the branch, and, you'd have usually bereavement, like a bereavement, someone's passed. And, they'd come in and notify us of the bereavement. The first thing we have to do is freeze the account. Then you get a call from the sister saying, listen, I want to come up and I want to talk to you. Then the brother calls, I want to come up, but I don't want to come where my sister is. You have couples that come in. I've been doing lending for couples. The wife calls in and says, listen, there's this thing on my credit card. I don't want you to mention it during the meeting. Finance is very, very personal. It's a personal thing, and it's something that, not everybody wants to talk about.
True that.
Right? Yeah. But I can't see you, and I'm not hacking into your phone if you're watching. So this is just totally objective information. This isn't anything with an agenda. I just want to make sure that we're educated. I just want to make sure that we're leaving a legacy for our kids. It doesn't have to be a lot of money. It might be a legacy of just having character and being upstanding in the community. Yeah. But I want to make sure that you can stack some chips as well.
Yeah.
All right. I want to make sure.
I think with the grounding that we had in my family, I am so thankful that I did get the grounding, because I don't have a mortgage now. I don't have a mortgage.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, my nephew, he has got a house, and his mortgage has been paid for by his sister who lives in his house. Because of Brexit caused a lot of problems.
Yeah.
Financially, Brexit caused a lot of problems.
Yeah.
So my nephew's had to move, you know, his partner and my grandniece over to Sweden. So he's rented out his house to his sister, who, you know, is looking after it wonderfully. But, you know, he's had to move over there. So Brexit, even this morning I was hearing about the farmers talking about the way Brexit, and that's finance again.
Yeah.
You know, they
Everything
didn't look at
is
the big.
finance.
They didn't look at the
Everything
bigger
is
picture.
finance. Now, the other thing that you will find with me, I am devil's advocate. All right, everything that we experience in life is about mindsets, and I can sit here and say I have a monopoly after working in finance for 30 years. I know everything. I don't.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
And everything is going to be from a worldview, and I have a worldview. You have a worldview. But what I'm going to bring, guys, I'm going to bring worldviews that may not be my specific worldview, but I'll give you a different way of looking at things. We don't have to be victims. We don't have to feel as if, you know, what's happened in the past holds us back for the future, which is why I talk about wills, I talk about trusts, I talk about opportunities for people to change what happens in the future starting in this generation. So what happened, we can talk about that, we'll unpack that. But what are we going to do today? I talk to men, I tell them, look, if you have a family and you don't have protection, you don't have a will, you need to sort yourself out.
True.
People aren't going to want to hear everything, but I'm going to speak truth.
But I mean, it's like I mentioned in my show, there's been so many deaths, and the most painful death that I had to endure was my Auntie Cint, because she never left a will.
Yeah.
And the grief I had with her property and her belongings and her bank account were untold. You know, people come out of the woodwork. All of a sudden I'm thinking, who are you? Where you come from? You know, when I don't know you.
Yeah.
You know, and other people are saying, who are they? We only know, you know, your auntie, she only had you.
Yeah.
You know, I was her handbag. She never had a child. I was her handbag. And all of a sudden there's these people coming out the woodwork claiming this, rare. And I said, I don't care. I will bang on till I drop dead myself. Make a will.
Yeah.
Make a will. Make a will.
And I'm going to add to that.
Even if you don't have anything, make a will.
I'm going to add to that. The first stage, and Sister Angela, you nailed it. Like, the first stage is about having a will.
Yeah.
The second stage is, and I say this as someone, I had my first daughter when I was 17. I have another daughter who's 4 years old, right? And you have different people in your life that know you at different stages in your life, and you have different relationships. So I'm really close with my brother. What I will say, people, get a will.
Yeah.
And let everybody know what everybody knows. So one of the problems is I might take out a will.
Yeah.
I talked to my first daughter, and you know, I've had a conversation with her.
Yeah.
But then when I pass, not if, and I always tell people, it's not if you pass, it's when you pass. When I pass, what I don't want is daughter number one arguing with daughter number two arguing with wife.
Yeah.
So the way that I do it, I'm very transparent.
Yeah.
So everybody
That makes
knows
sense.
what everybody knows. So if I have kids in the woodwork, it comes out now. Right? It comes out now.
Really? You got any more in the woodwork?
I don't have any in the woodwork. But these are the things. And over the next couple weeks, the next couple months, we'll have solicitors on here. We'll have business people. We'll have, you know, wealth management people. I worked for quite a few years. I'm not going to say how many, in debt collection. So we'll be talking about managing your finance. Yeah. And just simple principles. I mean, you know, I'm licensed and all of that stuff, but I will keep it simple.
Yeah. I mean, some of the things you've touched on, I'm thinking to myself, wow, yeah, didn't think of that. But like I said, I don't have kids, but I've made my nephew and niece aware that, you know, there is a will in place. And as far as I'm concerned, I have 2 nephews, 2 nieces. Anybody else, honesty and Okana because I don't know you. Yeah. So it's just between them four. Yeah. Anybody else? I know my brother had a trailer load of picnic. My half brother had a trailer, but I don't know you. Yeah. So you're not included. Yeah. Yeah.
And these things are good. And I think, you know, and again, I'm going to say things. When you get to know me, I won't have to keep giving the disclaimer. But the thing is, the fact is sometimes, and I'm not talking about you, Sister Angela, I'm just talking about people in general, it's cowardice on their part. So like, if I have additional children that I don't want people to know about, it's cowardice on my part that I don't bring that out now. But then what ends up happening, you leave all that grief, all that pain, all that aggravation for other people. So man up. If you've done your dirt, let it come out now. Let it come out now, because then you can work through the healing. You can work through the grace. Right. But when you're gone, you don't have an opportunity to put context on things. You don't have an opportunity to ask for forgiveness and seek forgiveness and do and be better. Yeah. Right. So handle your business. Like, I'm more, you know, for me, the motto in my household is as for me and my house. Yeah. So that's as for me, I have to sort me out. Yeah. And my house. So that's my daughter, that's my wife, and then the extended family, then the extended community. We'll get to the government after I've sorted mine out, right? But we need to sort ourselves out, and then we can build into the other things. And by being financially literate, by helping other people become financially literate and being a lot more responsible, everything else will work out.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, because like I said, going through my auntie sin, that was an eye-opener. It was painful emotionally and physically. And I didn't get to mourn for my auntie for a good 3 years because of all the grief that was going on behind. And I'm going to say it like it is. Somebody came along, pretended they were me, and took money out the account. Wow. And stole money and sold the house and all kind of something, and went to Jamaica, and that's where they met their because they got deported. And all I can say is karma is a B, because she is now in prison.
Listen, we can go through story after story, and these stories aren't the exception.
No, they're not. These stories are the rules. Yeah,
these stories are the rule. Yeah. And we can mitigate a little bit. I mean, we're dealing with people here. Yeah, right? We're all flawed people, so we're dealing with people. But for our part, what we can do is be responsible, be transparent, be people of integrity and character, and then, as I said, the rest kind of takes care of itself. Yeah. Have grace. I was having a bit of a back and forth with someone I really like and I really value. Really smart people who have an opinion that vary from mine. There's really smart people that agree with me. Who am I to think that I have the wealth of knowledge for the entire universe and say somebody else? Yeah. I can say I disagree with them. Yeah. I can say I have a different worldview or a different opinion. But for me to just stand here and act as if 30 years, there's people who have PhDs, masters, doctor, all kinds of things that have been studying things longer than I've been alive. So who am I? But we are going to bring practical information, practical knowledge, tools. We're going to talk about fraud. My co-host, Daniel, because you talked about that, he'll be talking about tech and fraud and things of that nature. So,
and that's going on rife. And people over the age of 60, especially those who are retired, all of a sudden they're saying, oh, I've got to get savvy with the internet because I can't pay my bills if I don't have the internet. And they don't realize the sharks that are out there if they're not protected. Yeah, yeah. And a lot of women are being caught up in this more than men. The men have been caught as well. Yeah. Is with this, they're looking for a new partner. Oh my God.
Listen, I've got stories. I have stories. And I'll help you, as someone that's worked in banking as long as I have, both here and in the US, I will let you know what tools are available to you, what things you can do to protect yourself from these things. But a lot of it, a lot of it is just being wise.
Yeah.
Being wise.
But if you've never been in that, I mean, luckily, I I like to think that I'm savvy, but saying that, I was off for 4 weeks, and the first week I couldn't even come out my house.
Yeah.
And I got a call from the bank, and I thought, yeah, I will phone the bank myself to make sure it is the correct number.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I phoned the bank and I said, excuse me, but is there something going on with my account that I don't know about? And they said, yes, somebody's trying to take euros out in Cyprus. I said, Cyprus, really? I haven't even got a passport at the moment. I can't travel. I can't afford to travel. My insurance is more than my airfare. And someone had cloned my card. I don't know how they done it.
That's it. We'll be talking about that stuff.
Yeah.
And the thing is, what we have to remember, people who do that, that's their full-time job. Their full-time job is finding ways to scam you. So we will have scam alerts. We'll update stuff on the website. We'll make sure that you have access to the information. And you'll be able to call in, ask questions live. We'll be able to answer the questions. And as I said, we'll have licensed professionals that will be on the show that will be able to answer your questions. As I said, we do not give financial advice, but you will be introduced to people that if you want to meet up with them and have a consultation, you'll be able to have a consultation with them. So listen, we're going to change the world. We're going to change the world up here.
We do. Anyway, we've got approximately 2 minutes left. Anthony has only come here today to just brief you on what he's going to do in the future. And hopefully next week Thursday we'll have a 2-hour show, or maybe
we'll
an hour.
We'll have 2 hours.
You're gonna have 2
hours already.
You're gonna have 2-hour show next week. I ain't gonna be here for 2 hours.
I got.
I've got, because when you reach my age, you got to go and get beauty things done.
Okay. All right.
And only come out twice a week.
All right. Well, I'll hold it down. I'm sure you'll be listening. I'm sure Logie will be listening.
No, I'll be listening. I'll be listening.
So next week I'll be here for 2 hours, and then we'll move to a Thursday, Friday, and then we take over the world.
Thursday, Friday. What about Thursday?
I have clients.
I have
clients.
What about Tuesday?
I have clients.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just trying to.
We'll start as we plan to continue, but we're gonna do some great things. And Spice Radio 1 is going to be the place not only for the best music, the best DJs, but also for some financial literacy. So I'm looking forward to building a relationship, building a community, and spending more time with you guys.
Okay. So from Anthony and myself, Sister Angela, you've just heard it from the financial guru. Yes, the financial guru, the financial wizard. He's given you an introduction on what he'll be doing over the next few weeks, the next few months. He's just given you a snippet.
Just a taste.
Just a taste. I mean, this ain't even, like when you go to a restaurant and you get a taster? It ain't even that. This was just a sniff. This was a sniff of the taster.
Yeah. So the show is startups and side hustlers. So if you're a startup, if you're a side hustler and you'd like to be on the show, you can contact the radio station. We will interview. We have a magazine as well, so we can feature you in the magazine. There's a lot going on, media empire. We're going to try to take over the world, as I said.
Wow. One hour at a time. Okay. Yes. So that's it from you.
That's it from me.
And that's it. Yeah, and that's it from me. So until you hear from the next DJ. Oh, by the way, there's been a change of a lineup. DJ Thriller, he's got a passport now. DJ Thriller's got a passport. And all I can say, he's on his travels again. So this afternoon, guess who you've got? You've got the FAB man himself. You've got Dad.